Oh boy, what am I doing with my life?
All right, let's do it.
Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Oh boy. Okay. Good evening. Before I begin the show properly, I have to take a moment here, of course. Prince has passed away. Big deal to me. Fairly recent news. I was making these slides when I found out the purple theme was actually something that I was looking to transition into for my own stuff anyway. So this is not some dick writing like attempt to latch on to tragedy here. That was already something that was in the works. I don't have a bunch of beautiful, eloquent words and everything, and I'm not going to take up too much time talking about it. What I did want to do is I wanted to give a little story that's kind of tangential to Prince. Not actually about him, about me. Purple Rain, I love Purple Rain. For years and years, I watched this movie, and there's a scene in it. I don't know if you guys remember this scene. I don't even know if you've seen Purple Rain. But Purple Rain. Now, if you've seen it enough times, you remember this fellow. He's in it very briefly in a transition scene. Artist by the name of Des Dickerson. Now, in the movie, like very short snippet of him playing on stage with his band, and he's singing this song, and it goes, "I want to be a mountaineer, mountaineer, mountaineer. I want to live by the water. I want to breathe mountain air." Well, so I thought he was singing this. I've seen this movie several times. I could have sworn that's what he's singing, because I'm thinking in Purple Rain, it's all about the hustle and bustle of these bands, and you know, you're made or broken by how well you do at these live shows. So it's just a real like grind, meat market, just war between these bands trying to vie for people's attention and be the best. So I'm thinking that this band, he's singing like, I want to be a mountaineer. Like, I don't want to get caught up in this fucking rat race. I don't want to be part of this struggle to be the best band. So I thought that this song about being a mountaineer was kind of his protest song. Like, are fuckers even paying attention to what I'm singing about right now? Like, I don't want to be a part of this. You know, I'm separate. I want to be a mountaineer. I want to live by the water and breathe mountain air, right? I let years and years go by, happy with this thought. Finally, I fucked up, and I consulted the internet to find out what are the actual lyrics, because I'm hugely into lyrics, and I got my heart broken because the song is not called Mountaineer, it's called Modern Air, and the song is not about being a naturalist and getting away from the rock and roll scene and the struggle. It's actually about wanting to be a bigger part of it. It's like wishing desperately that you could be the best. So the song was a direct antithesis of what I was hoping that it was about. So I thought like this one little smidgen of the movie was like, hey, we're acknowledging that not every artist wants to, you know, shoot for that fame. They're just trying to do their thing. So, yeah, Prince, thanks for that. Not Mountaineer, Modern Air. Rest in peace, Prince. Now, that being said, I shall begin the show proper with my regular introduction, which is, I am Mychal Guzman. You're witnessing history. This is Fantastic Tangent. Applause. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I love you all. Thank you for sitting here for a moment. I want to talk about origins. I do an audio podcast for this as well under the name Fantastic Tangent, which you can look up yourselves, whatever, if you remember. I spoke with a guy who was in a band that organized an event here that was an all-day kind of band event during South by Southwest, and this was about 3-4 years ago. So I played as well because he invited me because I met him. We talk about it. We get into all that. I'm not going to get into it here. The point is, he picked this place to have that all-day event. And as we're talking, I find out that he found out about the origins of Mr. Tramps. This building was not always Mr. Tramps, which should not come as a surprise. What came as a slight surprise to me is that the guy who organized his event and invited me to have his show, his mother worked at the establishment that was previously in this building. What was that establishment, you ask? It was Alpha Graphics? It was Alpha. So I'm being told from the crowd, I've got sources here too. So after it was Easy Pawn, you're saying it was Alpha Graphics for a short time. So the dude Jamil, he tells me, because he's in the middle of talking to Alfredo, who's like one of the owners. He tells him, he tries to drop this bombshell. I'm like, hey, my mom used to work here back when it was the Easy Pawn. And you know what Alfredo told him? Nothing. He didn't fucking care. He just shrugged it like, it's just like, okay, that's nice. So those are the origins. Moving along here, I have to do some due diligence. Last week, we started talking a bit. I played the role of ruler of this country. Went over some things that would happen if I was running things. We started talking about Enemy Mine. It's a movie I hope some of y'all have heard of or seen. Somebody in the audience told me, well, hey, that's just a remake. That's another older movie, and I gave him time. We just sat here in silence for a few beats while he tried to think of it. He could not think of it. It was very awkward. So I just wanted to circle back, let everybody know that movie was Hell in the Pacific. I haven't watched it yet, but the whole idea is you take two separate soldiers from different warring factions, and you show like, yes, we can all come together, under adversity, because we have to survive. That's tantamount to any other conflicts that we might have personally or as a people. Another one I mentioned was the movie Labyrinth, which is one of my favorite movies. The 30-year anniversary is coming up for it in June. I kind of got ahead of myself, and I was quick to tell this guy, I was like, Labyrinth, don't shit on Labyrinth. That's one of my favorite movies. I said it came out on my birthday back in 1986. And I was just going off the dome thinking, like, I love the movie so much, I even know, like, I don't even have to look it up. I know for sure it's 1986. So I kind of have to take this time and do my due diligence and let y'all know that Labyrinth actually came out on June 27th, 1986. I got it right. Fuck y'all. I love Labyrinth. You can't hold me on that shit. I got it down. Now, let's move on with the show and bring up to the stage my co-host this season. This season is known as, oh shit, I fucked up with the intro. I didn't say that this is season 2's episode 12. This is our 12th episode. 3 months of this shit, y'all. And guess what? More to come. You enjoying that hockey? Okay. This is called season 2 because for this season, until either Alfredo cancels our show or until I break him psychologically, he will be my co-host. So coming to the stage, improv genius, Anthony Toups. Make some noise. Make some noise. Yes, make noise for yourself. You gotta love yourself, man, at the end of the day. And before, you have to go anywhere.
Right.
Relieve some stress.
Maybe after I get back home.
Maybe, okay. Is your mic?
Is it on?
Maybe
It's
try
on.
turning it up a little bit. Crackle, it's on. Just turn them on until you figure it out. Just say something. That's mine.
Say something.
What is that?
Say something.
That's it?
I think so.
No, try this one.
Hello? Yeah.
All right. Can y'all hear Toups?
Hello.
They don't care if they can hear me. All right.
Yeah, they don't care about us.
Our next segment, since last we met, we don't see each other all that often. We don't hang out or anything. We mainly get together for this show. So a thing I'm liking to do at the top of the show is kind of go over some of the stuff that we did since last we met. So what's been going on with you this week?
As you know, if you've been following the show, I like to get super swole.
Yes, your gym life.
Yeah, my gym life. And I was talking about getting the pump and, how it makes you, it's the best feeling you can ever feel.
Yes.
Et cetera, et cetera. I skipped out on that entirely this past week. And
not even to go to the hot tub.
No, not even to go to the hot tub.
Okay.
And I know that historically I've done that in lieu of going to the actual gym. But
yes.
This is
straight to the hot tub.
No, I had a couple of other things happen this week.
Okay.
So, since December or something, I've had a girlfriend, and she's been telling me I snore like a fuck ton. So finally I went to.
You snore like a fuck ton.
Yeah, like
How
a
does
fuck ton.
what does the fuck ton snore like?
Like you collect all of the sounds, and sound is just energy. So
Yes.
and energy E equals MC squared. You know, it has mass. So you put all that sound energy
Apnea mass.
into one like angry ball, and it will weigh a fuck ton.
Okay. That's a different kind of sleep number.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
it sounds painful, and it probably is for anyone around me.
Yes.
So I actually went to the doctor for it, and they were like, "Well, we'll give you this little device thing that you can take home, and it'll tell us if you're really having a problem with, like, apnea, which is where you stop breathing when you're sleeping, and it causes you to snore, and there's a bunch of stuff." And so I get that, and so apnea has a scale of called the AHI index, where it's apopia, hypoxia index, or something like that.
Yeah.
Where it'll basically say the number of times per hour that you stop breathing.
Yes.
And so
You just stop.
zero.
It's like the flat line of breathing.
Yeah, you just don't breathe for a little bit, and then your body realizes that you probably should start breathing some point,
Yeah.
and that's when you're like, you know,
Uh-huh.
you make the choking sound.
But it's
and
okay
then-
because you're asleep, so you're not worried about
Yeah,
it.
no, this doesn't bother you. It just bothers everyone else around you.
Yeah, everybody else is worried to death, but you're
Yeah,
just
they're
like,
just like, are they gonna die?
I'm peaceful. I'm dreaming of octopus eating another octopus. I'm good.
Yeah, so the AHI index is like something. It goes from 0 to 5 is mild to none.
Okay.
Like minor to none of apnea, and from 5 to 15 is mild. Or wait a second, no, it's like
Let's
0
not get too
Anyway.
jumbled into the numbers.
It goes up to 30 is mild-ish apnea, and then over 30 is really crazy.
Okay.
So my HI index was 59. So the doctor pulls me over. He's
So
like,
you're like the evil
"Oh yeah, this
Knievel
is
of
really bad."
you're like your snore game is straight up. I can't even man, you're on some daredevil.
No. So basically, like I stopped breathing every minute practically.
Okay. You just I'm out the breathe game.
Yeah. And that's just me conserving power.
Yes. It's that efficiency, man. You're asleep. You don't need it.
Yeah, so this morning, last night, they had me actually go and do a real sleep study, which is where they go and attach all kinds of, electrodes to your head, and they put gas masks like you can be Bane, a Bane lookalike, which was actually pretty fun. So I did that, and apparently they were able to make it go away all the way. So that's nice.
How long were you in there?
So they actually had me doing it where I fell asleep at like 10 or 10:30, and then woke me up at like 4:30. So, and I woke up at 4:30 a.m.
And you woke up like, yes,
And surprisingly, yes.
yes,
So I think what
woo!
it actually means is that I could probably get by on like 2 hours of real sleep.
I cannot advise that, man.
You're wrong, man.
I think you want to get them Z's, bro.
No, 2 hours of real sleep, and then 22 hours of doing whatever else I want to do. At like
Breathe.
3 a.m. Yeah, no, I can do breathing in my own time.
Okay.
There's that. So anyway, that took up a little bit.
Breathe. That's some woke shit.
So what's something you've done this week?
What I did this week was I tried to stay away from mankind as much as possible.
My man.
I wasn't feeling it. I don't know if you know, I called out a day from work. I was just like, I can't do it today. I don't know if I felt the impending loss of Prince. I can't fuck with it. I spent a good part of this week trying to work on something for this show that I was not going to be able to get done in time. Got very frustrated about that. And I tried to upgrade my computer by getting one of those solid state drives. Basically a hard drive that uses like RAM chips instead of like magnetic. You know what's sad?
Yeah.
I'm just now realizing they're not wooing because of the shit we're saying in the show. Woo! They're just into the hockey, so I'm like, oh, they are paying attention. It's like, no. Somebody just checked the shit out of somebody in the hockey game.
They're really into us, man.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so I got the solid state drive. It did not really help things, and I just felt defeated. I did make some nice salmon. That was good.
I love salmon.
Some salmon with just some regular rice, man. Just hog heaven. That's all I needed.
Speaking of computerish problems,
Uh-huh.
I'm a man that needs a specific type of keyboard, and the keyboard that I like is the one that is the clickiest possible.
Mechanical AF.
So mechanical AF. And so I discovered several years ago that the best and most clickiest keyboard that you can buy is one that has these keys that are called Cherry MX Blues.
Cherry MX. Damn it. I
Cherry
was trying to jump
MX.
in like, yeah, I know this life. I know what's up,
Cherry
Cherry.
MX Blues.
I'm more of a brown MX, but whatever.
Yeah, I know, that's the pansy version. Okay, so as every keyboard owner knows, like, you're gonna spill shit on it.
Yeah.
But when you buy a $170 keyboard, that's
It's unforgivable.
it's not really something that you look forward to.
Yes. It's kind of like when you have a baby, like when it's newborn, and just kind of looking like, at some point, I am going to drop you. I've just already reconciled that. It's going to come.
Yeah, and it's like you can't even, like, it's frustrating because you can't even blame anyone else. It's just like,
Right.
I guess that's what I did.
Yeah.
So you can probably guess what I did this week.
You did some keyboard maintenance.
I spilled some shit on my keyboard, and then I threw a bunch of, like, rubbing alcohol in it because rubbing alcohol just dries off quickly.
You do it and discuss it yourself, like, God damn fucking.
No, that's actually pretty much what I did with
Yeah.
rubbing alcohol. It's just like put it over the sink.
You know
and
it's
just
called
throw that
rubbing
shit.
alcohol, not just splashing and rage alcohol.
You know,
That's a different type of alcohol.
good point. So I do all that. Then I put it down and I let it go and dry. And I let it dry for a while. And it's dry, and I put it back up, and then I start trying to type on it, and the keycaps start falling off.
Okay.
No. This, like, the backs of the keycaps somehow got, like, loosened or something, and, like, the edge is broken off because of the rubbing alcohol combination or something. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It's just plastic.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense that we're spending so much time talking about your keyboard either, but we do it. It happens in life.
Yeah, this is important.
These things are important.
It's important to me, damn it.
Yes. Okay.
Anyway, I basically, long story short, I had to go and replace all of the keycaps from one keyboard that I had, which had suffered the same fate previously. Woo!
Woo!
Suffered the same fate previously, and put it on my newer one because it cost more.
And you can't, the thing that sucks about when you have a cool mechanical keyboard like that, you can't get a cover because it kind of defeats the whole point of it. The
Yeah.
tactile.
In the previous one that I had, I actually did have a cover, which successfully kept it alive. It's just, had a PS2 port instead of USB, so I couldn't use it.
Ooh. I understand I want to get old school with mechanical, but
They don't even put
PS2
those ports
port,
on
no,
there
they don't.
anymore.
I did see a cool thing. I was looking at motherboards because I told you how my computer's so old. And now
Yeah.
they just put one of those PS2s and they just like have a slash and one half of it's purple, one half of it's green. Like, look, you're not plugging, you pick one, keyboard, mouse. You don't need two fucking PS2 devices plugged in.
Yeah, like on my motherboard, they don't even include one. It's just like, oh,
Yeah, it's like, come
you're
on.
a gamer, right?
Come on. It's time for you to move on to the next level. And speaking of moving on, let's move on to the next segment, Toopsy.
Wait,
Wait,
Game of fucking Thrones.
that's not till next week. I haven't lost you that shit yet already, have I?
No.
All right.
Nope. Game of Thrones is on next Sunday.
Yes.
And I'm going to watch that shit.
And that is an official
This is
prop from the set.
This is one other thing that technically not doing this week, but
Yes.
I have made it in anticipation of season 6, and it's going to be fucking great.
Yes.
And,
Dun, 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 dun. Go ahead,
dun,
continue.
dun,
Dun,
yeah.
dun, 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 dun,
And I just want everyone to know that
dun, dun.
I'm officially a nerd, and I need to... Okay, we're good. We're good.
Okay, we're good.
This is enough.
National Day. Every day of the year is some form of National Day. Every day it's several different things. I like to highlight a couple of them each week. This week,
what is it?
first one, kindergarten. Today is National Kindergarten Day. Problem I have with kindergarten is the name, and I'm sure somebody else has covered this in a much more comical fashion, but when I see that word, it kind of repulses me.
Why is that?
Because it's kindergarten, which is child's garden, or garden of children.
So like you water children in the garden or something?
Yeah, you tend to children, you cultivate them, you primp and preen them. Who is enticed by the thought of a garden of fresh, ready to go children?
You know, you're right.
Pedophiles. So I don't think we should use kindergarten anymore.
Huh.
And also, it's just another grade, like pre-K, starter, all this stuff, kindergarten. They're all just, you're not in regular grade school yet.
Yeah, so that's kind of weird because all the other grades are just like, oh, you're in first grade, you're in second
Yeah.
grade, you're in pre-K. And the only thing that's named a German word is kindergarten for whatever reason.
Right.
Like, why are they special?
Yes. Well, how did that manage to carry over to our schools, a German term? And speaking of German things that carried over into American culture, stay tuned. We got some shit later in the show about that.
All right,
Some foreshadowing for you.
foreshadowing.
Yeah. Now the next national day, National High Five Day. I hate high fives. Put that coffee down. Woo! You know, every week I discuss something that is very near and dear to my heart, which is
Full on dap.
full on dap. High fives. You know, I already called the fist bump lazy. Well, I guess high five is a little bit more effort than a mere fist bump, so I won't say that. High five does, exert some sort of, and you have to have more coordination too and all that, so
Like a high five could actually cause pain if it was done enthusiastically enough.
yes.
So, and I've been there.
Yeah, and you have people that can kind of train in the arts of
Yeah.
painful
Like-
high five.
You can really, it can really be an experience for you.
Yes.
So it's not completely as bad as just the.
Yeah. So,
Fist
I mean,
bump.
I was intending to shit on the high five, but maybe I'll have to relax my stance on it a bit.
Yeah. Well, what were you gonna say originally though?
No, that's it. I was just going to say fuck a high five. But now I'm
You've heard it,
officially
ladies and
stating,
gentlemen.
I'm reeling back my stance on that. I'm more open to it.
Because you can cause pain with high fives.
Yes. I don't want to get caught out there. And this is the thing. I've encountered situations here where people want a high five, and it's already hard enough to keep people's attention. So if they stick around long enough to want a high five, you've just shattered all that goodwill that you built up on some fucking asshole like jerk stees.
That was nothing.
There, okay? I did it.
All right. So, National High Five Day.
Yeah.
I wonder who picks the days. Like, who picks
Yeah,
the
how does
days?
it get lobbied and
How
approved
do
and all
they?
that? Yeah.
Like, if it's a national day, like, does the government have to be involved on picking the day?
Woo! No. Woo! No.
It's just some people
Because
just say,
these days,
like, oh,
they just decided, like, anybody can just be like, hey, and if enough people hear about it, it becomes written. It becomes canon. Like, yes, this is that day.
So it's just like National Mychal Day today?
No.
Like,
not
if
today.
enough people hear about it?
Yes. And if they do, I'm open to it.
Like, what was it? You were in charge of, like you were talking about last week. You're being in charge of everything. So
Yes, if I
makes
ruled.
sense. And if you ruled, it makes sense that you would have a day to yourself.
Well, I don't know. If I ruled, every day would be a day to myself.
There's nothing to stop you from claiming every single day of the year. as
It'll be a
national.
surprise every year. You don't know if it's coming, but it's coming. A national day is at hand.
And you better fucking fist. And you better fucking do the full-on dap.
Have that DAP ready.
Yeah.
So on my national day, what would people have to do? Because like for these national days, you're supposed to do something to observe the day. So for my national day, you would have to have your hands bound
Like
into a DAP.
just like this.
Yes.
Like all the time, at least one hand free.
Yes. It would have to be DAP ready.
And prepared.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be watching your hand.
Yeah, so mandatory DAP. What else would happen on my national day? I don't know. I'm not good at coming up with these things on the fly like you.
Okay. What?
Big gulp, big bite.
Big gulp, big bite.
Right.
Original
content. Yes. Exactly. That's a good point, Andrew. Yes. We definitely have to. Everybody gets a free big gulp, big bite.
Big gulp, big bite. And they go.
And I find that woman that fuck with me, and she has to be the one who's handing it out. Every year.
Every year. So.
And it doesn't matter. You don't have to say you wanted the special or not. You just go up there. You're just like, big bite. That's all you got to say. And she just has to deal with it.
She gives you the big gulp, an addition.
Right.
Without you asking.
Exactly. There's nothing she can do. She can't be like, I can't read minds.
And she's got like 7 managers at this point.
Yeah. There'll be a contest too at the end of the day. Like you all get to punt big bites at her. Like how they have those water things where you can dunk the principal or whatever.
Yeah.
You just have that, but with like hot dogs. Man, fuck her. I hate saying that. I'm not that type of person, but you know what? Generally, fuck her. Because she was going out of her way to be opposite customer service. Like she knew it was been so easy just be like, hey, just grab a big gulp. But she was like just determined because she was so unhappy in her position as customer service at a gas station / corner store that she had to just take it out on somebody.
You know, you meet those people that are like the personality types you always hear about, like the rule stickler or the
Yes.
You know, the person who's afraid of germs all the time or
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I don't know.
She just was being a smart ass. Or as Bill Burr would say, she was being a cunt.
Which may be the short term for that.
Yeah. Be the short term what?
Just like the shorter way of saying that.
Yeah,
We've said previously.
Let's get to the point.
Everything that we said previously.
Yeah,
just like, she's a cunt.
Be succinct.
She's a cunt.
That's it.
Now, this next segment has a sponsor. What is the next segment, by the way? I forgot.
It's sponsors.
No. I mean, this is the sponsor for the next segment. What's? Oh yeah, it's the. Never mind. Yeah, it's where I start talking about the theme of today.
Yeah.
So this theme's sponsored today by Lars Von Trier. I'm sorry. You familiar with the name Lars Von Trier?
Yeah.
Film director.
Swedish.
Such jovial hits as Antichrist and Melancholia.
Oh, I remember those.
Those bundles of sunshine, those happy-go-lucky movies. Look, see?
Woo!
Woo! Lars Von Trier started working on a different movie project recently.
And
Or not recently. I found out about it recently. I'm sorry.
Like, I don't think he's ever done anything recently. Like, he always does things on a longer time scale.
Yeah, so this is a project that was, it's been in the works for a while. The project was dealing with Aokigahara, known as the Suicide Forest.
And that's in Japan, right?
Yes, it is. Now, this is a place where people ceremonially come every fucking year, all the time, year round. On average, 100 suicides a year.
Well, that's pretty bad.
That's the most hilarious shit you've heard tonight, right?
Yeah, no, I'm crying here.
Yeah, Past Prince's death is just, belly laughs.
Aww.
Just a riot.
Mm-hmm.
So he was determined to inject some laughs into this situation because I don't know if you ever saw the movie Boss of It All.
Have not.
Few people have. Lars Von Trier is known for making these dark, nihilistic, messed up mindfuck movies. Woo! That's what you say when you watch them. You're just like, woo! Into it. So people don't know this movie Boss of It All, it was a straight up comedy. It was a wonderful comedy about this guy. He runs a company and he has to lay everybody off, but he's too much of a pussy to do it himself. So he invents this boss above him. So it's the ultimate, it's not coming from me, it's coming from my boss. He doesn't want to be held culpable. So finally the employees are like, well, let's meet this guy then. If he's just going to fire us, like, he should do the right thing and actually come say it to our face, So the boss winds up having to hire an actor to play this guy.
So he hired Donald Trump?
We can't use that name in the show.
Okay, I'm sorry. So Mitt Romney.
Yes, Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney actually would do that.
Yeah.
Bain Capital basically
He did a great
that
job in the
same
movie.
thing.
Yeah. So anyway, the point is he's done comedy before, and it's actually a really funny movie. Like, and no weird shit happening that'll make you like cringe or go like, ugh. Just straight up funniness.
Antichrist.
Yeah, Antichrist was pretty funny, but in a different way. Humor is subjective. So that being said, he wanted to inject, a little bit of humor into this. So I thought, how could he kind of turn it on its head and add like a funny angle? So he thought, what if Suicide Forest had a new resident?
A resident.
Yes, a new resident. So instead of Jellystone Park, Yogi Bear was going to be in Aokigahara, the Suicide Forest.
What?
Picnic baskets, very hard to come by. Because when you go there, you're not looking to eat. You're looking to kind of end it.
Yeah.
So Lars von Trier was like, you know what? I'm going to make a movie, and we're going to have Yogi Bear.
So is it going to be something like, Space Jam where they have like the cartoon like Yogi
Yes,
Bear?
yes. Yes, this is Lars von Trier's Space Jam. So, as you can see here, when it started out,
Oh my God.
things were going pretty well, He spent time preparing for it, and, to get into their roles, Yogi Bear and Boo Boo went to the Suicide Forest, They kind of took it in, see what it was about. And yeah, they were into it. They were enthusiastic about the project. They're like, Hanna-Barbera's they've typecast us. It's been decades since we've done that shit. Our newer CGI movies are just bullshit. We want to do something challenging. We want to do something adult.
Mm-hmm.
So look at their faces, man. They're into it.
Yeah, I see that.
So this is when it first started out. As things went on, they just became more and more frazzled.
Yeah, you can see on their expression, it's just...
Woo! They were losing it. Yay! So yeah, they started grinding it down, and just it became.
No, after like the 50th or 60th person they came across, it might take a toll on you.
It can become unbearable.
Oh.
Ouch.
The audience booed.
Ouch. So unfortunately, Boo Boo committed suicide in the Suicide Forest.
Oh no.
He left a note which was released. It said, "I felt the void, Yogi. Forgive me for accepting its caress." So without Boo Boo, you can no longer do this movie. Von Trier is like, I have all this footage though. I started this project. I have to do something with it. So he decided to make a documentary. So our sponsor this week is Lars von Trier presents the documentary Life's No Picnic.
Jeez.
This is in the style of Jodorowsky's Dune. It shows you just the behind how a project started to come together but didn't quite happen.
And just eventually kind of died off.
Yeah, it died off. Literally.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Feel free to boo.
That was like
That was pretty delayed.
the most half-hearted, unenthusiastic. Do I have to boo? You ever have somebody like not like something so much that they don't even bother to boo?
Like it's just like, can I get out of here fast enough to ignore that?
Yeah,
that happen?
I'm not even gonna dredge up a boo for that shit.
Like, there's
Well, would you dredge
no
up a
one-
boo-boo? I amused myself. Oh no, Yogi.
So Life No Picnic, our sponsor.
Look for that on Netflix and other fine streaming services. Now, the theme of this show, something that I've been thinking about covering for a while now, but just haven't put in the legwork to do it. It's become a hot button issue over the past couple weeks, so I decided, while it's still pretty topical, I go ahead and tackle it. So this week, let's talk about appropriation. Let's talk about appropriation a little bit.
All right.
Now, appropriation is the action of taking something for one's own use, typically without the owner's permission, the appropriation of parish funds. I've been seeing these things about cultural appropriation, Coke appropriation, Coke appropriation.
How you doing over there?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. You're kind of impeding my
Yeah,
attempt to
okay.
develop diabetes, but other than that,
Okay.
rocking along here.
I'm appropriating your diabetes then.
You're gonna have apnea and diabetes.
You know, a lot of people have had worse.
You're practically black at that point. Just get some fucking sickle cell. You're in there, man.
Working on it.
So appropriation. I just had this thing in my mind where I'm kind of a stickler. I hate the way certain things go. And I'm one of these people who gets kind of up in arms. I'd be on the internet commenting like, don't you guys remember? Yeah, exactly. Woo! Woo! You knew your history. Like, this is actually that, and you guys don't realize, like, it's being warped and you don't know what's up. And I've gotten to the point where I had to realize, if it takes hold enough, you just have to accept that that's kind of the way it is now. And you're just wasting your breath trying to fight against it. You have to just move on to other things, no matter how wrong everybody else is.
So, like, what's something like an example of that?
Here's an example. You remember this lady.
Oh yeah, the Nazi salute lady.
Now,
From
you
the
call it a Nazi salute, right?
Well, yeah,
That's what
it
we
is.
all know that as, yeah, Hail Hitler, right?
Exactly.
Now, I saw a comment about this lady. This guy said, you fucking idiots, know your history. That's the original American salute. That's all she's doing. And it's just like, so what? Nobody knows that, even if that's the truth. I think you're fucking lying. But, it's just, we know that as the Hitler, Hail Hitler. That's just how it is. And I'm like, she might know that, you might know that. The majority of the people do not know. And you just kind of have to just realize that is the situation right now.
Yeah, you gotta know your audience if you're gonna do something in public.
Yes, you do. Especially if you expect to get more of a public.
Wait, what are we doing?
Yeah. So I decided, you know what? I will look it up. I'll find out. And
So was it really the thing?
you tell me, based on these pictures, if it was.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
Look at all those little Nazi kids.
Yeah, they're just straight up Sig Heiling the American flag.
Wait, what?
What the fuck is that about? This is not some Photoshop shit. This is real. It turns out that actually was the original American salute to the flag. It was known as the Bellamy salute. And this is way before Bill Bellamy, the comedian.
So, when did this Bellamy salute stop?
This Bellamy salute stopped in the 20s when Hitler started.
Was that a coincidence?
No coincidence. He was straight up the reason why this is no longer our salute.
Well, I guess
So
that's
the
a good
kids were
reason.
like this, World War II happened, and they had to go, we'll put it here. Never mind. It's like, I'm reaching for the dream. Let me hold back a little bit here.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess that's probably a good reason to change it.
Yeah, so this was a salute that went back. It goes all the way back to Roman times, and I guess the history is, you had soldiers with their weapons. People were predominantly right-handed back in those days.
Well, still are.
Yeah, true. Sorry. As a left-handed person, I don't pay attention. Now, so when you approach somebody else on the streets, in those days, there was no, woo! Shit was dangerous. You came up, you encounter somebody you don't know, they could kill you if you wanted to.
Right.
So if you want to show you're cool, you just indicated in some way with your dominant hand, I'm not holding a weapon. It's all good. Please don't attack me. I'm just doing my thing, So this salute it was just a glorified, over-exaggerated version of, hey, look, I'm not armed. I'm just, I'm
like
good to go.
Like a formalized version of hello.
Right.
I promise not to kill you at this moment.
High-low, yeah. So it became like a military tradition where if somebody was higher ranked than you automatically, that's where the salute comes from. So yes, it is indeed true that this was the original salute to the American flag.
That's still a Nazi thing, though.
Yeah, so, look. Nazis, they just love to take shit. Take the swastika, for example. We know the swastika is straight up Nazi shit.
Yep.
Does anybody know the real history behind the swastika? Compton knows.
Hey, this guy over here knows.
Okay, so we have a couple people to know. Joseph, you do a good job on the mic. Come speak and give us a little brief thing about the history of the swastika. Sorry, you walked right past it. I moved it, so. All right, Joe Compton is going to drop a little knowledge about the swastika.
Okay, if I remember correctly, one, it's not supposed to be angled at that way. It's supposed to be a little bit more to about like 45 degrees. Yeah, like that. And if I remember correctly, it was a Buddhist symbol or...
Come up here a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
The audience wants you to be on camera.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
Anyways, I believe it was a Buddhist symbol or some other like
Yes.
Indonesian symbol.
It's several Eastern culture symbols
Yeah.
that has used it.
And also it's supposed to be a symbol of life, correct? Or was it like...
It's a symbol of a whole lot of good things.
Yeah.
Prosperity, life, attunement with, spirituality, all that stuff.
Yes.
So this is like an ancient symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Been around generations from the beginning of human history, pretty
Yeah.
much. But then the fucking Nazis came, and they gave us a swastika, and you can talk until you're blue in the face to people, and you're not gonna get anywhere with them.
It's a Nazi thing.
Yeah, you see anything even closely resembling that, just like swastika, forget it.
Oh, yeah.
So if you get a tattoo of something like this, you're just, come on, let's be real here.
Yeah.
Like I saw a story of this woman, she had a Viking symbol that people commonly use as a white power thing, like a supremacy thing.
Yeah.
And she tried to say, well, it's actually, if you go back to Viking history, it's a Viking symbol, and that might be true, but come on, man.
Yeah.
Let's be real. We know why you really have that.
Yeah.
So you can't have no swastika and be up in jail surrounded by some thugs and be like, oh, actually, swastika is the Far Eastern history, and this isn't really, I'm actually the Hawking Cruise.
Yeah.
You're not going to get out 3 words before you start getting your ass beat.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
be real.
Mm-hmm.
So appropriation pretty much is not the greatest of things.
Yep.
Thank you, Joe.
Not a problem.
Everybody, Joe, dropping a little bit of swastika history on you. Now, generally, appropriation's looking like, fuck, like, we shouldn't mess with this shit, like, ugh. Yeah, so this is where you have to make a judgment call. There's another symbol that was appropriated, and I'll just leave it up to you whether or not it's a good or bad appropriation. I will leave no opinion on whether or not they have the right to take this over for themselves. We'll just put it up there in a journalistic fashion. I'm just presenting it. You marinate on it. Woo! Thanks for sticking around. Fantastic Tangent every week, 10:30. Have a good night. Woo!
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, let's get to your favorite part of the show, Toups.
Conjecture rabbit hole.
That's right. The conjecture rabbit hole. Where we inject a scenario, completely hypothetical, and we have no expertise on the matter. This one's a good one. This one's going to be interesting because usually we meet up and talk about the show, what's going to happen. You have no idea what I want to do for this one.
No, I don't.
I want to talk about a completely hypothetical situation, and this is based on they released the image, and I don't talk about movies and shows and shit on my show. You know I'm against that.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, but however, this is related to, I saw a picture of this woman, this actor Elizabeth Banks, and she's playing the bad guy for Power Rangers. She's playing the main villain.
Oh, yeah. Rita
Repulsor?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Like, the only thing I remember about Power Rangers was that character, because at the beginning of the show, like during the theme song, it's the villain, her character, and she's like, after 10,000 years, I'm free! That's like the only thing I remember about the show.
Uh-huh.
And just that 10,000 years, it reminded me of a previous discussion that I had with a friend of mine. Just a total road trip, hypothetical mind exploration thing. So the idea is this. Say you are trapped in a conscious state, but without being able to interact with the world at all. It's kind of like being in a hyper-modified sensory deprivation chamber. So you're trapped consciously, just purely your mind, for 10,000 years. What happens? How do you come out of the end of 10,000 years in that state? No sleeping, pure awareness, just locked into your own mind for 10,000 years.
And like you can't see anything, or
You can't see anything. You can't open your eyes. It's just continual blackness. And your
Shit, man.
thoughts.
I'd be going crazy.
Yes, but how crazy? Like what happened? How do you come out of it at the end? Are you
Like-
just completely like
So probably the
That
closest,
shit-
like the closest thing I can think of is that like you can see people getting put in like solitary confinement in jail or whatever, and people that they do that to come out like they're not able to socialize at all or really understand people, or they have like huge anxiety issues and things like that. And it just gets worse. Like even short periods of like causalic confinement, like a month of it or something, can have like long-lasting effects. So 10,000 years,
and they're still able to smell and breathe.
Yeah,
and
no, they're
taste.
still able to like see at least the guy who's pushing in the tray.
Yeah.
So like
So even with some sort of input, they're still coming
they're
out.
going crazy,
Yeah.
and that's after like a short time.
Right. Not even 10 years. Not
Yeah,
even-
no. This is like a few months of
Yeah.
this. So you think about that, and you just extend it by a couple of orders of magnitude, and you're not gonna be relatable.
It's a warped situation. Like I try to think of it, just 10,000 years is such a long time.
10,000 years is longer than recorded history.
Yeah.
So
Just being in a state, I kind of thought that I would kind of form a universe in my own head. Like I would kind of have to create my own world and live in it to the point where by the time I came out, I would no longer recognize the real world as real. If I didn't completely just, because that's the thing too, you also can go the way where you just even don't remember how to human anymore.
yeah,
Like you don't know language, like nothing makes sense. You're worse off than somebody like with Alzheimer's or some other mental condition where they just lose touch. You're just like, ugh. I'm kind of thinking that after 10,000 years, you're out. Like you're pretty much, once they get you out, you're just gonna die immediately because you're just not gonna know what's going on. I think you're already gonna mentally have checked out in a way where it's not even gonna be like a victory when you come out of the other side of it.
so that's an interesting thing because I don't know if you know, a couple of times ago I was lifting my my philosophy books or whatever.
Yes.
And that was important, but I've also actually read some of them.
How dare you?
So one of the more interesting ideas is that speech is an act, speech is more of a physical act that you learn how to do, just like tying your shoes or anything like that. So if you're stuck alone with yourself and you don't have any reference points to determine like whether you're using like language correctly or not,
Yes.
because you simply don't have a way to verify.
No
that you're doing
feedback,
it.
yeah.
There's no feedback. So essentially, the only way you know that you're using a word correctly is that you think that you're using it correctly.
Yes.
And eventually, over time, you're not going to remember how to do that.
So you're gonna think you're talking correctly.
Like 10,000
Yeah.
years, you're going to think you're talking like a normal person, but you're not.
Yeah.
You just won't have any idea what you're saying eventually. Think about that.
We start talking about it because like you'll see movies or whatever where they'll be like, oh, this demon or this angry god has been contained for a millennia and they're just held in check and we're so worried if they get brought back because they will wreak havoc and cause a new apocalypse.
When in fact, if you let them out of their cage, they're going to be wandering like a baby, like,
Yeah, they're just gonna be like,
Mama?
like I would love there to be a story where they approach it from that angle. Like, what would actually happen? So, like, people are worried, like, oh, this cult, they're putting the ritual together. They've taken all the steps, and we failed to stop them, and they're going to release this demon.
and they light the last fuck that last pyre. And
Yeah, and it's like,
then,
no, we're too late. We're doomed.
like the fire blows up, and then the demon comes out, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, brass."
Yeah, I don't give a shit about this anymore.
Like that was 10,000 fucking years ago.
Yeah,
What?
I'm happy. I got a ton of Netflix to catch up on.
Yeah.
And then like those followers are just so defeated, like, woo! That is not what they'll be saying.
I think that might be what they're saying.
So the members who are not really totally into it, they just kind of got grandfathered into it, and
Yeah.
Yeah, they just like really don't want to
Social pressure.
Yeah, kind of how some people kind of go to church just to go through the motions.
Yeah, you just, you go there because your parents expect you to be there, and you're just like,
Yeah, so the
it's
demon
not,
comes.
it's not hurting anything.
Yeah, so those guys are like, whew, okay, thank goodness.
I'm glad I don't have to deal with that shit anymore.
Yeah, because if they had given me the test of true fealty, I would have fucking failed. Whew. Whew. Woo!
So that's an interesting. Yeah, I don't even think that you would even like know how to talk at the end point of 10,000 years.
Yeah, I really feel if it happened, I'm kind of thinking it's a situation where you would just immediately die. Like everything would be so much different and so much of a shock. You would just die right then from being exposed.
Mm-hmm.
Like waking this man was the worst thing we could have done.
Like the worst thing for him.
Yeah, for him. For him. For us.
It's like, well, this guy that should have been dead a while back.
Yeah.
He finally died. That's good.
Okay, so there are a couple things before we finish the show. There are a couple things I want to know. What I'd like to know is who this is.
Oh, that's Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Yeah, he eats grapes.
All right.
Listen to this. This is.
Enough said.
I like that.
You got a hearty round of cheers.
This is the first time that's happened. I'm appreciative. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. You earn a free raffle ticket for that.
Free raffle ticket. I get it. All right.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you've been wanting to win too.
Yeah, I want to win.
All right, so one for Hana as well for cheering. Now, you're not out of the woods yet. Who this is?
Who this is?
Who these is?
Well, all right. That's Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong. And what they're doing right here, this is a picture of just prior to the moon landing, right before they left Earth, and they're trying to figure out who the fuck is going to get out of the lander first. You know?
This was a momentous,
Like, how do you figure that out?
Woo!
Like, yeah. So Buzz is on the left, and he's just like, "Come on, man, you're closer to the exit. Just go." And then Neil is just like, "Yeah, but I don't want to tread on any toes here. So like, here, let me give you this $5." And that's exactly what's happening right there.
Let me give you this 20 before they put a bitch on it. That's fucked up.
Aww.
That
Okay.
doesn't represent my true feelings.
That doesn't represent your true feelings.
This doesn't represent me. This doesn't represent me.
Aw.
I'm down with black people. Speaking of black people, who this is?
Okay. Let's see. That is Justin Trudeau.
The Prime Minister of Canada. Yes.
Yeah. No, he was recently elected. He has a beautiful family, mid-30s.
So he looks a bit different. When was this picture taken?
Oh, this was taken when he was younger.
Much younger.
Yeah, much younger.
Okay.
He's grown a little since then. This was actually the one, his yearbook picture in high school when he was a senior. So
This is a senior yearbook.
he was,
This is Justin Trudeau's senior yearbook picture.
yeah. Look, it's professionally made, has a completely white background. Like
You're right.
says-
That is the total. Yeah. Heyo. You get it? It has a white background, but it's not the picture.
Okay. I've been outdone.
Dun dun. Let's do the raffle.
Raffle. What is the prize for the raffle?
The prize is nice, and I have 4 tickets here.
Only 4 tickets?
Only 4 tickets.
Oh my God, no! It's Roman.
Oh, hold on. 5 tickets. Sorry. You're behind that light. How long have you been here?
Oh my God, what happened?
How?
I've been here for about 2.5 minutes.
I've been here for 10,000 years. Okay.
Hard.
Here, take a raffle ticket.
Yay! I'm a winner.
You've won this ticket so far. You may win more.
So that is a coworker of ours.
No, don't reveal. This is somebody who was here.
Th-
Just
no,
purely-
this is a random person who
Yeah.
loves the show.
Woo! We're gonna have to get some more of that. That's great. I just pretend it's for us.
Yeah. No, it's responsive.
Crowd response. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hold on. Actually, let me get the. Uh-oh. We're getting laid. Wah wah.
Oh, I like this.
I'm with it. You can try to butter us up. I'm afraid that doesn't grease the wheels to improve your odds. Good thing she's off mic for that. All right, the first winner. I said the first winner. Sorry.
First winner.
The winner.
Who's the winner?
Number 307.
Oh, look at that. It's me.
It's you. You've won. Hey, audience. Thanks for coming. A winner is Toups. We talked about appropriation, so you've won this piece of artwork.
Actually, that's best that we didn't give it to other people.
Is it?
I think so.
Let's name another winner. Number 306. Number 306.
306. Who has 306?
Andrew's not even looking at his ticket. There's no 306. Okay.
Another number?
Another number. Let's just go in numerical order. Number 308. Hannah. You have won.
I won by proxy.
You won by proxy. Congratulations.
What is it?
All
it's
right.
the rainbow. Taste the rainbow. Hey, wait.
I'm not done yet.
Okay.
I'm wilding out.
All right.
Number 309.
309. Oh, look, that's fine.
309. Going once. Going twice.
No 309s.
Number 305. Other words,
Andrew.
Andrew. I already know who that is. Congratulations. Appropriation salutations.
What?
You come to the show, there's a good chance you might win something. Actually, next week, I'm thinking of doing a gas gauge again.
Let's do gas gauge.
Gas gauge the game.
Gas gauge the game.
And I actually do need that time to do gas gauge because that takes up the whole hour.
Do you want to do your gas gauge?
We can, well, no, because I have to control the slides. So if I do the slides, I'm going to know what the subjects are. And that's kind of against the whole point of gas gauge.
Counterproductive. Okay. Well, we'll do it.
We're going to make some tweaks to make it better than last time.
Okay.
And I need that time because I got something in the works. And I'm going to go ahead. This is I don't know how familiar y'all are with Comic-Con. But if this was Comic-Con, what I'm about to do now would be known as a Hall H moment.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Oh shit.
I'm going to reveal the thing I've been dying to do on this show.
This has been incepted for quite some time.
Yes,
now.
and I have not had the fortitude to tackle it.
Oh my god.
And I've been trying, but I figure if I talk about it now, it's going to kind of force me.
It's gonna make you do it, because otherwise you're not gonna have any incentive.
Right. So next week, gas gauge. But after that, we will be doing selection-based journey. Woo! Not to be confused with another property with a similar name.
No.
I was hoping for a bigger response.
Oh, there should have been.
If people knew what was up, they'd be hype about this.
I'm happy. See?
Woo!
Oh yeah. See? It works.
All right, 2 weeks. Well, actually, if nobody remembers, then fuck it.
If we don't.
But yes, we're gonna do a live variation on Choose Your Own Adventure here.
Nice.
It's gonna be Toups Has an Adventure.
That's an adventure. I'm gonna just guess that I'm gonna die a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good guess. That's a very good guess.
So,
Speaking of which, what are your cats' names again?
Lou and Cordelia.
Lou and Cordelia. Okay, I need that information.
Wait, don't hurt my cats.
Oh no, they're not getting hurt.
My cats are not gonna eat me.
Hey, there's multiple things that can happen.
Uh,
What happens to my voice when we do this show? Like, I normally talk, in a bass adult, like lower register. But when we get on here, I'm just like, hey! So, yeah, next week.
Comedy!
Lou and Cordelia, everybody looking forward to the show that we do, yeah.
I think you're overthinking things. And now you should do the plugs.
We'll do the plugs. Fantastic Tangents Full On Dap Society is the Facebook page. If you want to follow the goings on of this show, just look that up. It's a public group. Find it, join it, or I will force add you. Somehow that worked. I just went on my friends and picked them, like add to group, and you can just add people to the group whether they want to or not. I don't feel that's fair.
It doesn't matter if it's fair. It's only matter if they struggle.
Okay.
Yep.
Fantastic Tangent also exists as a proper audio podcast that you can find on iTunes or any other fine podcast provider. I have some pretty good interviews coming up. I just have to actually edit them.
Okay.
The next one's going to be Mike Salcedo, animator and director for Cyanide and Happiness.
Oh, what?
That's a big get right there.
That's a big fish.
Yes. So that'll be coming out, what's this, April? It'll be coming out in August or so. Things go well.
Look forward to that, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
look forward to that. All right, coming up next is oneofus.show. That being said, woo! 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 On behalf of Anthony Toups, I am Mychal Guzman, saying to you, thanks Alfredo. Woo!